Hello, hello, my beauties and bees, and welcome to Cryptic Corner, where we explore the unexplained, supernatural, the paranormal and hidden, the mysterious, the alien, accursed, and the forbidden. I am Bumblebee, your host this evening, and with me is my lovely live from the Hive audience watching this live on Saturday mornings. You can also join us live every Saturday morning if you would like to. It's 9:30 Central Standard Time, and we are here every week. We do 3 segments of the show. The first segment is what you're watching now, Cryptic Corner. So if you want to be part of that, all you got to do is pop up and join us here. But let's get started. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I went through quite a bit of indecisiveness this week on what I was going to cover at Cryptic Corner. I have a list that I go through, right? And there were a few things on there that I wanted to that really were, that have been scratching the back of my brain, right? Slender Man, of course, I've been putting that off. We got the Mothman stuff coming, and that's scheduled out though. Then I've not covered any of the spiritualist psychics on this segment yet, so I do want to get some of them in here too. And I also had a list of strange substances. You guys remember the star jelly that we covered a couple months back, maybe? Just the notion of all these mysterious substances and unobtainium and whatnot is always fascinated me. And I have a few items on the list, but one of them was like low on the list, right? I didn't really put much thought into it. It was something called black goo, right? I didn't put much stock into it. Thought it was just like a low tier mystery substance compared to angel hair and star jelly and all that. But the other well, I guess I shouldn't say. I should explain that a couple of weeks ago I found this channel called the Supernatural Show, right? And they have a lot of love for like mud fossil universities. These people are not allies by any means. They're very transphobic. I tried to engage with them because they mentioned something about they were complaining about Miss Universe, the Miss Netherlands being trans. And I was like, what the hell? It just came out of nowhere. And then they explained that of course that trans people are what I told Maya about it. Hold on, shoot, I can't pull it up right now because my Discord doesn't ever shut up and dings in my ear if I have it open while I'm streaming. Anyway, but they said that transitioning was a sacrifice to Baphomet, which was of course the fictional goat-headed hermaphroditic, I guess, god of the Knights of the Templar. It's become a symbol of the Satanic Temple, Baphomet. Got the goat head with big horns, nice titties. That's and then does this is the symbol, right? And these people are all about that. They think that's all kinds of like Satanists and stuff. When I first came in there, that first stream, they were talking about, she was claiming something about the Satanic Temple. And I was like they did some kind of mystical ritual. Like the first thing I said in their comments section was, the Satanic Temple is an atheist organization that rejects the supernatural. They didn't respond to it, but it's like, if you're gonna lie to your audience, you can make up a satanic organization. You shouldn't slander one that actually exists. Yeah. The channel went on to explore other ideas too, that they went on to explore the idea of vagina caves, right? I flipped out when I started talking about vagina caves. It was amazing. The caves are giant are giant sex organs, right? So I when that happened, I tapped Maya. I'm like, get in here, girl. You got to hear what these people are saying. It was pretty wild. They were talking about Mud Fossil University and all that. So anyway, yeah, I was watching I was actually preparing to do I was preparing to cover Slender Man and kind of do a deep dive into it. I was actually having some problem finding videos that weren't absolutely freaking cheesy as hell trying to present Slender Man sightings. It's like most of them were really bad. So I was actually struggling, and I saw this channel. It was live again talking about black goo, and I'm like, black goo. So I went in and poked my nose in for a little bit and listened to them talk. But I'm actually not going to play these people because they're like crazy QAnon people. They're not like paranormal researchers or anything. They're like a deliverance ministry. Their audience was a lot of flat earth people. I'm going to continue to interact with them. And if I go in and talk to them, because I do a call-in show, if I go in and talk to them, I will share it with you guys. But because I would love to talk to them, I love to engage with, because they would think I'm like a freaking I don't know what they would think I am. I can't imagine that they would be very accepting of me. Their side chat is very nice to me. I haven't told anybody that I'm I'm an atheist. They did ask if I was born again, in the side chat, and I said no. I told them I liked talking about it though. But the idea of actually exposing my identity to them before I get a chance to talk to them, I want to kind of hold back on that. I hate to say I want to spring it on them, but I want to make them engage with me a bit, and then be like, yeah, I'm an atheist. I'm a trans woman. But that's neither here nor there when it comes to talking about black goo. So I'm not going to play them talking about the black goo, but a name did come up in their side chat that I looked into because I was like, who do I go to find out more about it? And it was Harold Kotz Vela. Now this is from Conspiracy Daily Updates. And the irony of this being on a conspiracy site, with all the videos of this guy talking are video unavailable. Yeah, what we'd call it was internet internet 1.0 generation call a 404 error with all the videos on a conspiracy site. That's got to be some fun irony there, right? Every single one of them. Look, video gone, video unavailable, video unavailable. Video unavailable. It's a conspiracy, guys. This is old. I'll give it that, but not like super old. 2017. If it was from like 2008 or something like that, I would get, or even from 2010 or something, I would get that all of them not being available anymore. But it is crazy that all his videos are gone. Now, who is this guy? Well, again, not going to play these people, but look for them in the future because they were kooky. And it's the Supernatural show. If you wanted to engage with them yourself, I would love to have the Hive start showing up in their live chat. I would love that, you guys to show up in there and engage with, and I would totally get involved with that. It'd be so much fun. Maybe they do say they have a call-in show, so maybe me and Maya can call in there together or something. That'd be fun. Yeah. Anyway, but let's get back to the black goo, because the black goo is what we're talking about. And Harold. Now, Harold talks quite a bit about the black goo. Harold talks for almost 2 hours about the black goo. So just to put it into perspective there for you, but I've highlighted some of his commentary about it so that we can kind of pin him down a little bit. Now, I'm not going to watch this whole video, but we are going to give it a shot. Okay, here we're gonna play a little bit of this, and I got another guy that actually covers it and is more entertaining. So
changed, ruled by this substance and this topic. So once you manage to understand what black goo is and what it does on this planet, it gives you a completely different understanding of the question, what rules our life, what turned our planet into the place it is now. And with this understanding of the planet and our history that I will try to develop, you also come to complete different conclusions, what steps could be taken next to change this world into a better world. I'm going to do this a little bit from, let's say, the story how I came to deal with the substance and with the topic, so that you can just pick it up as a story. And this is something that occurred in my life a number of times, that actually topics popped up and forced me to deal with them. And with the black goo topic, it was kind of the same. It started with an invitation of a not so close friend who just phoned me up and told me, Harold, I need to show you a documentary. And he was persisting. I didn't feel like I was not interested in the topic, but he made me come to his place at a certain time, and he showed me a documentary he just found on YouTube about the real cause or reason behind the Falkland Wars, when Britain went to war against Argentina to reconquer the Falkland Islands. And this was about just, you know...
Let me know if you guys are having trouble understanding him. Yes, goo. The black goo is the topic for the day. I'm going to turn on the captions just in case you guys are having any kind of problem understanding what he's saying, because he does have a thick German accent, and I do have this playing at 1.5 speed. But he talks really, I mean, he's really slow talking. He sounds like he's talking at normal speed with at the 1.5. So, yeah.
Meddling around with the little islands in the official press, and there was a behind story telling about the black goo reservoir being on Tula Island, one of the southern little islands, that was basically a substance that was sold on the Southern American black market because it was meant to have the ability to host intelligence, like a liquid brain being able to
a liquid
build
brain.
Nanobots with swarm intelligence and all kind of weird things. So this was a very wanted substance, and the British people wanted to have this substance for themselves, so they reconquered the islands, brought the substance to Great Britain, and then tried to utilize it as, let's say, a substance to host artificial intelligence, to create nanobots with swarm intelligence. This was their intention, but it completely went wrong, according to this documentary. And basically the substance of the oil already was intelligent, and it was inhabited by a very loving being calling herself Mother Earth, and she refused to be abused for military purposes.
I refuse to believe that Gaia is a black goo. Guys, this is black goo.
And while trying to still work with this sentient oil, the mindset of the people working with it was messed up. So basically, the documentary said that half of the people working in these military labs went nuts and committed suicide in very cruel and or funny ways. And the other half kind of saved their own lives by finding to an affirmation saying, please connect me to the one source, which gave them access to the collective consciousness of the planet. Being one with all plants, being one with all animals, being one with all humans, being able to communicate with every living being on telepathic level.
I want to do that. I want to be, I don't care about humans. I just want to be part of the, connect me up, hook me into the mycelial system. Hook me into that, so I can talk to the animals.
And of course, after having reached this state, there was no sense in developing weapons to control or to go to war anymore. So they had to shut down the labs where they tried to utilize this substance. And that was basically the end of the story told in this documentary. This is like, you look at a story, it did not relate to my life back then.
Just for the record, I couldn't find this documentary he's talking about. I couldn't find it. So we're just going to, I don't know. It could be a Venom symbiote. Could be. That's very possible. I was also thinking the black goo from Prometheus and the Alien franchise that was used to create the first aliens.
And I was not further interested in the topic, so I just kind of stored it in the back of my head as something that came across my path. And back at that time, I actually was researching other things.
Creepshow 2 has the black goo too. I always thought that was kind of a follow-up to the strange fate of Jordy Verrill, the plant monster that covers him, the black goo.
Researching the Morgellons disease, which is a transhumanistic technology developed by the elites to mind control basically every single human that is infected with this little fungi fibers or mycelium. And
ooh, they put the mycelium in us, and it makes them so they can control us. The elites can, with their black goo. So the elite are controlling us with the goo.
I was suspecting the Morgellon entity being part of German World War II bioweapon research. So I got in contact with people who not did the official history bit that is taught about World War II, but that did research underground facilities of World War II times, that went into the mines, into the bunkers, and had one-to-one contact with the equipment and the content of these facilities. And I met some of these people just to ask them whether they came across Morgellon research in World War II. And sad enough, they did not. I never got answers to those questions I had, but on one of these meetings, one of these guys doing this research just went to his car and came back with a box. And what he brought back was this. And he said this is some oil schist he recovered from underground facilities. Mm-hmm. So there was about a ton of this. And he found it to be an interesting mineral. He didn't know what it is. And he said, actually, we managed to follow instructions we found to extract the oil from this oil schist. And it behaves funny. So what he found
what do you find?
Is an oil. Oops.
Oil. Okay.
Okay, here we go. An oil that. Why doesn't it play? Okay, just a sec. I have to get it from somewhere else.
Well, applause. What? What are they applauding?
The second meeting, he had only one of these glasses. With the first meeting, he had two of these plastic containers with two eyes of this kind, and he demonstrated how if you put the two eyes in a distance of, it is very fluent, but it self-organizes, and it's forming.
Dude, I want to find out what you're talking about.
So you can see how it is forming a kind of liquid crystal. It is very fluent, but it self-organizes, and it's forming kind of the shape of an insect eye. Completely symmetrical. And something that happened on that first meeting, this is kind of the second meeting, he had only one of these glasses. With the first meeting, he had two of these plastic containers with two eyes of this kind, and he demonstrated how if you put the two eyes in a distance of 4 to 5 meters, they started to react on each other, which went like the two eyes looking at each other first, then realizing, okay, there's something of my sort, and I want to unify to one bigger entity. And they started to pull, trying to get closer to each other, which did not work because they were caught in these containers. So the moment they realized they cannot come closer, they started to fight to try to get out of the pot by shaking and jumping inside the pots. So this had something of an intelligent being in a liquid form trying to get what it wants to get.
Prove it, dude. Okay. Keep talking about it. Show me. I don't see it up here. You're like referencing it being off to your right here.
So that was my first meeting with a substance that I had seen kind of in this or heard about in the documentary that I heard before, saw before. And I told those people, actually, what you're dealing here looks to me like black goo. And actually, it did have an emotional impact on the people that were in that room. What I kind of felt was that I was getting cold-hearted. It was like a little bit the feeling you get in these big old churches, where you freeze and you have some kind of respect that is funny. What happened next is that I was a little bit in...
I don't get that response in churches. Do you guys? I don't get that. Yeah, he's not... But let's let this guy tell it, because he's more entertaining.
Here's what it is. We back at it again with another episode.
Look at this guy's aesthetic. That's... oh, I'm muted.
We talking about black goo. What is black goo? Where did it come from? What type of black goo is there? So boom, we're gonna get straight into it. But first, before I get into this, I just want to let y'all know that this is strictly for entertainment purposes. You know, I'm not saying these things are 100% fact because I really don't know. I've never encountered it in person or myself personally. But I can tell you that other people supposedly have.
It's really because I like his sunglasses is why I'm watching this one. I really do. I love those sunglasses on. They look really good on him. But the whole aesthetic on this channel is more fun than listening to that guy giving his presentation. And this guy gives it a fairer shake than Vella's going to give himself.
And I'm just resharing secondhand knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So I'll let y'all be the judge of it. I'm going to let y'all know where y'all can look this stuff up.
Definitely Morgan's grandma's house.
into this. All right, so boom. I first heard and found out about black goo probably about 3-4 years ago when I was, you know what I'm saying, going down the rabbit hole. And I ended up
Hexus. Oh my
discovering
God.
this guy
I hadn't
named-
thought about Hexus in years. You guys. Yeah, Tim Curry's voice is Hexus. Fern Gully. That's old school.
Hit me one time. Hit me twice. Go!
That's rather nice.
Harold Quartz Vella. So Harold Quartz Vella, he's German. He talks a lot about heart consciousness, planetary consciousness. He talks about black goo, chemtrails, all types of stuff. Basically, he got started in researching chemtrails, and he started kind of like he got started getting into chemtrails, trying to figure out what they was, and he actually found out what they were. And it didn't turn out good for him. That he had people following him and like all types of bad stuff happening to him.
And he's kind of like vanished, right? He's kind of disappeared from the internet.
Like attacks. He had like weird people following him and trying to take him out, poisoning his garden. He lives like in the outskirts, off the grid. You know what I'm saying? So he has his own little farm and stuff. And long story short, they tried to poison him by putting poison on his vegetables and fruits outside his house. They were sending.
And you just, I like Ring. I don't understand why you just dismissed Topher Grace like that. You never saw Fern Gully because it was too pagan. That's sad. It was a cute movie. It has Robin Williams in it doing the bat. Betty Coda. Yeah. He was a lab experiment bat. And there's the Beetle Boys. Yeah. It's a good movie.
Witches and warlocks and witchcraft and demonic attacks towards him. But he's still here.
Well, wait. He just says this matter of factly. Demonic attacks. This guy was under... The guy that he's talking about the guy we were just watching giving the presentation, right? Witches and warlocks came after him. I've known a few people who've claimed to be witches and warlocks in my day. I actually participated in a little coven for about a year and a half when I was a teenager. But it wasn't it wasn't like demonic or anything. That's so weird.
You know what I'm saying? He's still with us and he's still teaching his truth. So, boom, I'm going to get into it. Black goo, what is black goo? So, according to him and many others, black goo, there's two types of black goo. The original black goo is inside of Mother Earth. It's inside of Gaia. It's in Earth, which is the natural organic black goo, which is supposedly like an artificial intelligence. It almost like holds the memories of all of our world, all of our past existences, all of the whole history of Mother Earth.
That dripping is his sound background, right? I think this guy is like really Christian though, and it's weird to hear him talking about Gaia and yes, Fern Gully is the movie with Robin Williams bat. Yes, that's it. Fern Gully shaped my perception of the environment as a child. And then I became an adult and realized a little fairy can't save the planet by herself. Shit is doomed no matter what I do. I'm with you, Seth. Same energy. Yeah. It's so weird to look back and say like, oh yeah, I wanted to be a fairy so bad when I was a kid. I like the idea of having the wings and being able to fly through the forest and stuff. Yeah, Fern Gully was the shiznit.
And everything that has taken place here. It holds knowledge, and according to him, you know what I'm saying, when you can tap into Mother Earth, she'll tell you whatever you want to know as far
My chat is so engaging today. Yes, Ring, that's like, it could be an alien like the Thing wanting to assimilate us.
you know what I'm saying, how did we get here, what is the meaning of life and this and that. And according to him, he's saying that the black goo inside of our earth is the good black goo. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing but love. This black goo is 100% pure love.
The
It's
original
all
goo.
about love. It's, you know what I'm saying, understanding. Even though he says that, you know, the earth can also be very mean and very extreme at some times. I mean, we can't blame earth if that is a fact. We can't blame earth because we out here destroying the earth, especially the elite and the rich out here.
Because while the earth may be a self-regulating system of life forms, it is not a cohesive sentient mind, which is probably where I may be on the opposite side of the line to other Gaianists, to other Lovelockian Gaianists, because I think some of them actually do believe it's one sentient mind, like it's cohesive. I don't, in my Gaianism, I don't adhere to that at all. I think it's self, in the same sense that like you aren't one sentient mind with your gut flora. I don't think. I mean, you're able to signal each other, right? But you're not all sharing, you know, one mind, right? That's not the way biology works.
Just being greedy and sucking out all the minerals.
And if Mark Reed shows up in here, I need to let him know. I did get that. Speaking on the Gaia thing, because we had our Gaia debate, and he asked me for some papers, and I did find the ones on gut flora signaling that I need to share with him.
Dropping bombs, polluting the world, just like, you know, it's easy to understand why the world.
Yes, cutie. People suck. They really do. They really do.
World and the earth would be angry, you know what I'm saying? But supposedly the original black goo is love. It's pure love, and that's what it is in it.
Goo love.
It's a liquid that holds all the memories of all time here on Earth, including Earth's spirit. So according to him, he's saying that all planets have their own aura and they have their own spirits, just like we do. He's saying that.
So all the other planets would seem to be dead then. Like they don't have any life form or organism that we can detect, right? Earth is flourishing with life, like from basically from every inch of the from the deepest depths of the crust all the way up to the to right below the upper atmosphere. There's life or the product of life, right? Every inch of it. There's no escape. It's everywhere. But the other planets are pretty dead.
Planets are just like us. They have their own spirit, their own aura, and their own energy. So now the bad stuff, the evil black goo, the other black goo is supposed to be evil, and it's not from this earth. It's not of our planet. According to him, it came here on a meteorite, and he's saying that this meteor crashed.
So, yeah, it was preemptive on the Spider-Man references, but evil black goo that came from space. Yeah.
On Earth, carrying this evil black goo, which harnessed and held the spirit and the energy of Satan. And this black goo is evil. Anyone that comes in contact with this
Where
black
did
goo,
Satan come from? For a second there, you were talking about the spirit of the earth and stuff. And now we're living in a, where are we living in a Abrahamic world where Satan, Lucifer or the fallen angel or whatever, Satan, yeah, the devil of Christian mythology, exist alongside the pagan god, a pagan goddess, the spirit of the earth, that they live in the same universe. At least it was not green. Yeah, I think that Gaia goo should be green, right? Or blue, maybe, because we go to the blue marble, right? So that is the energy of the earth would be blue.
Turns them evil. It makes them crazy. And according to him, a lot of these elites, Illuminatis, Freemasons, you know what I'm saying? The evil.
You guys got your bingo cards out? We had Illuminati and Freemason right there side by side.
rulers, the dark powers of our world, they
Dark
run off
power.
of this stuff. And also supposedly the Bushes bought a property. I don't know where it is. I think it might be in Ireland or somewhere crazy like
Bushes.
that, where a lot of this black goo deposits are at. And I guess they feed off of this and they use this to their own benefit, to their black magic and their dark power, you know what I'm saying? There's also black cubes around the world. There's one, there's
Black cubes too. So we got black goo and black cubes. The the Supernatural show people were talking about the black stone of Mecca and stuff too. Really getting into it. Yeah, Audrey too. Little shop of horror. I got a piranha plant. I want to get one in the pot, or not the pot, in the coffee can, like Seymour had.
some at like big churches where they kiss on it and they pray to it. And these black cubes are actually evil, and they hold the energy and spirit of Satan inside of it. The artificial intelligence of Satan, which is hate, fear.
It's like modern art. These aren't even consistent. They don't even all look the same. It's just art pieces. Wow. But yeah, they're the global occult, I guess. I want to go see one of these. Which one's any of them close to me? I guess this one's in Manhattan. That's probably the closest I'm going to get.
All of those low vibrations. So he's saying that Satan sent his energy and his spirit here on this earth through this evil black goo that came here from space inside of a meteorite. So this guy Harold, he says that, you know what I'm saying, the earth's black goo runs off of crystals and organic material.
Now this is just a magnetic polymer stuff that they made. It's not, this is nothing, this is not that black goo. See, he's holding magnets there. This is like a magnetic substance that they're working on. There's some videos about it and stuff, but I looked at it because it comes up when you search black goo too. It's nothing supernatural about this at all. It's just like when they talk about the black goo found in the mummy sarcophagus and stuff, in the tombs of the pharaohs and whatnot, the black goo that they talk about. It's not a mystery what that is. It's a tar that they made from local resources that was highly prized and used to preserve royalty in the well-to-do.
And Satan's black goo, his spirit and his energy, his black goo is not able to run off of our organic material like the earth does with crystals. And
is that what it is? Is it ferro fluid? I couldn't remember the name of it. I didn't even bother looking at it after I watched it. And I was like, oh, this is just some cool new science technology, which I didn't have time to sit through. But when I saw that picture, I recognized it from that scene. So if it's called ferro fluid, that's a pretty cool name for it because it's magnetic. So ferro, iron. Yeah, I get it.
Organic material. Satan more has to run off of low vibrations, off of technology and stuff. And that's another reason why he says that they're trying to make this world so technically advanced.
You better get off the internet then, homie, because yeah, this is Satan's space, I guess, for the devilish gals like me, not good boys like you.
They're basically trying to make this world surrounded by technology and just have technology take over everything. We already see it right now with the invention of the internet, which was also created by CERN. For all you that don't know, the internet was birthed and created at CERN.
True.
Where they're also playing with black holes, wormholes, portals.
Sort of. No, not really, but they're smashing stuff together to make reactions. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool science, but not opening black holes. That's that's some wild speculation that goes around, but there's no grounding for that.
Trying to create, harvest, and use dark matter.
Dark
which they
matter.
Also built their facility on top of Apollyon, the ancient temple and city of Apollyon, where the Bible says Apollyon, aka Abaddon, is supposed to rise out of the abyss with all of his demons. Now, according to Harold, what he believes is that he's saying that Satan was a planet, and that planet died from its inhabitants, creating wormholes.
Wait, so just hold on. Just to be clear, Apollyon is from the New Testament, the destroyer, a name given to the devil. The Hebrew term for Abaddon is what it was translated to. It appears in the Bible as both a place of destruction and an angel of the abyss. Okay, place of destruction and angel of the abyss. Okay, so I don't know if that's what that has to do with CERN. It's weird, because it doesn't sound like it's like a city. It doesn't give a description of it like a city.
And playing with black magic. Basically, they destroyed their planet, playing with black magic and creating black holes and all of that stuff. Kind of sounds similar to what CERN is doing over there. And supposedly, after this planet died, just like when people die and their ghosts, their spirits are still, you know what I'm saying, roaming around trying to figure out what happened.
But there's no evidence that that's actually something that happens. There's no substantiated evidence for spirits roaming around doing anything at all, actually.
This planet died and it experienced trauma, and now it's going around to other planets, attaching itself to other planets, including our planet, trying to recreate that trauma that happened to it, that killed it. And he says that, with
you guys, you know what to do. Question Tux, see if he's actually the real Tux or if he's the black goo's gotten to him.
Trauma, when you're traumatized, the only way to heal that traumatization is to recreate the trauma that you went through in order to get over it, in order to heal from it.
That's very bad. Do not try to recreate your trauma. That's not good advice. Just in general, don't recreate your trauma. That's you're likely, if you do that, you're likely to trigger negative responses. They get adverse results. Also, just don't take psychological advice from people on the internet. Even me, yeah. Talk to a doctor, not me.
So he's saying that's why the spirit of Satan came here to Earth, to recreate that trauma that planet went through and recreate that destruction here on Earth in order for it, because it can't heal until it goes through that trauma again and experiences it in order to heal. And like I said, he says that planets have their own spirits. Mars has its own spirit. Earth has its own spirit. Woo, 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 right? And this spirit of Satan is going around to our planet.
The spirit of Satan is from another planet, apparently. Are y'all taking notes here? Because there's a lot to keep up with.
Other planets looking for energy to use. He's also a real big believer in heart consciousness. He says that we have two minds. We have our mind consciousness and we have our heart consciousness. And that the heart consciousness...
I don't believe the heart consciousness exists. I believe that what you feel in your chest is actually a result of reactions in your brain still. It's still in your head. It's causing the nerves in your body when you have like a gut reaction or a reaction in your chest. But this guy's actually going to dabble into some racism here in just a little bit. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Is the key. Love is the key to everything and will conquer over all. And you can learn a lot more thinking with your heart than your mind. The power is in the heart. He also talks about something that's really interesting, too. He says that different nationalities of humans and people have different strengths when it comes to feelings in different parts of your bodies. Like he says, Africans are more connected to their gut feeling. He talks about being in Africa and witnessing these things, and supposedly Africans are more connected to their gut feeling. Like when you get a gut feeling, you just know something ain't right. Supposedly Africans are more connected to their gut feeling, and he says Europeans on the other hand are not. They're more connected to their mind. You know what I mean? And
are you guys following this? This is some weird connection to the black goo, but to give you an idea who Harold Kotz-Vella, the German researcher, is when it comes to this stuff. Eek!
He said that there were some Europeans that were in Africa and they just couldn't take it. They couldn't understand the gut feelings, and I guess the Africans were more prone to working together. They were more in tune with the earth, with the heart consciousness. And supposedly these Europeans, they just couldn't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like they went crazy. They had lustful thoughts and evil thoughts. Some of them went crazy. Some of them killed themselves. But for the most part, majority of them ended up having to flee in Africa because they just couldn't take it. But yeah, this guy.
Good grief. This is like Carlton Coon kind of stuff. Like that Africans are... when they reach adulthood, they're overridden with physical desire. That's why that was the old timey racist idea, like that they were their sex drives kept them from being able to function as thinkers in society. Really cringy stuff, and that was actually Carlton Coon was still alive up until the 80s, and still circulating his work. He was like from Harvard. So he's the guy pushing these racist ideas about the temperaments of the races from different regions and stuff. Fairly recently and kind of, I don't want to say renowned, but respected in his day. That just goes to show how deeply these old racist ideas are rooted in our society, and how we need to acknowledge them, because pretending that they don't exist doesn't work. Mm-hmm.
Guy's a real interesting dude. I listen to a lot of his stuff. I don't necessarily believe everything anyone says, you know what I'm saying, but it's very interesting what he has to say. I'm a believer in Jesus.
I think the water dripping in the background is supposed to be goo dripping, maybe.
Always will believe in Jesus, and I try to go back to the Bible when it comes to everything. And I pray to Jesus daily. But yeah, I think all of this stuff is very, very interesting what this guy says. I've listened to several different videos that he's talked about.
What is it? So you're Christian, but you believe that there's this earth spirit inside the earth? That's pretty weird, dude.
Black goo and all types of other stuff. This is his name right here. If y'all want to go ahead and check him out, you know what I'm saying? You can check out some of the videos and stuff and lectures that he talks about. But yeah, like black goo is basically like, it's almost like if you ever seen Venom and Spider-Man, where that black goo gets on you and like it just takes over your body. That's the black goo right there. We got good black goo and we got the bad black goo. And he said that...
How do you tell the difference between the good black goo and the bad black goo?
He actually personally encountered some of the bad black goo. And normally he's a loving person. He's a very genuine, just loving, kind, giving person. He came across some of this black goo, and he ended up actually becoming like it made him evil temporarily.
Yeah, he talks about that in that presentation he was given there too, about it. He just being in the presence of the bad black goo, that he had a negative reaction, was thinking about like killing people and stuff.
It made him evil temporarily. I think he said he was staying out of town somewhere when he encountered this black goo, and he had to stay at a hotel. He went to the hotel, and supposedly the lady at the front desk told him like the shower wasn't working or something like that. And he just like became infuriated. His heart and his soul was filled with evil. Like he said, he literally wanted to kill this lady. He had thoughts of murdering her, and just like he just turned straight evil. The same thing, almost like Venom from Spider-Man. Like he
Venom's not evil though. I don't think Venom's evil. He's a predator, symbiotic predator. He attaches himself to a host, and then he wants the host to feed him. But he's not evil. He's just hungry. He's not a hero. He's kind of an anti-hero sometimes, but Well, most of the time.
He encountered that black goo and it just made him evil. So this stuff is real, you know what I'm saying? According
No,
to
it's
him.
not. According to him. Okay. You backed it off.
The way he explains it, I believe it. Like, I really think that this stuff is real and nothing.
Do not lick the black mold, Entropy fan. No, no, no.
It surprises me today. Nothing surprises me today with all the crazy stuff we got going on with people making black holes, wormholes, playing with dark matter, all these murders going around. And I know me personally, I definitely have been under demonic attacks. I know the devil has definitely tried to take me out multiple times, and Jesus has saved me every time. Whenever I'm under demonic attack or anything of that nature.
What constitutes a demonic attack, do you think? Is it just having negative thoughts and feelings? That's when you get down to a lot of people, when they talk about, oh yeah, the devil was coming at me, it's like having negative thoughts and having negative feelings about your situation and being, yeah, anyway.
Whenever I call on Jesus and the blood of Jesus, I'm always saved. I'm saved in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah, amen. But yeah, all praise to the Most High. Shout out to Jesus.
You're like acknowledging Gaia here. So which is it? Because if you believe in a spirit of the earth, a great spirit of the earth, right? Then that's not compatible with Jesus or the biblical God. So you have to make a decision there, which one you're going to accept.
You feel me? But yeah, this stuff is real, man. In my opinion, I feel like this stuff is real. Look up Black Goo. And he also talks about going all the way back to the Nazis, that, you know, the Nazis actually had the evil black goo in their knives. Like, in their swords, they had like an emblem, and inside the emblem was the black goo. And they were...
Where did the Nazis get their black goo from? Because was it in the Faroe Islands too? Or was it the Faroe Islands or the Falkland Islands? What did you say? I think you said the Falkland.
We're using that to... Satan was using those soldiers and using that Satan spirit to...
But they had the Nazis... The majority of them were like just based on the population and the of Germany at the time. The majority of Nazis were Catholics. They wouldn't have had Satan swords. They weren't devil worshippers or say a satanic army or anything. While Hitler's identity as a Catholic or a Christian or theist of any kind is in question, it's not in question that he used those ideals or the ideals of biblical Christianity to push his narrative on to the population and to sell their superiority complex through their religious divine right. Anyway, yeah.
Possess those people. Oh yeah, and he also talks about these scientists that were trying to work with Mother Earth's black goo, which is nothing but love. They were trying to understand this. They were in the laboratory, like, you know, they was just messing with it, trying to figure out what it was. They actually took it and tried to weaponize it. They were trying to make some type of weapon out of it. And
a goo weapon, a goo gun. Black goo gun cannon. Black goo cannon? Maybe black goo juggernaut.
It ended up driving a lot of these scientists nuts. They went mad. Some of them committed suicide. Some of them just was like, man, I'm out. And they left. But what it was according to him.
Yeah, tsunami. With Germanic paganism sprinkled in, yes, there, northern pride there. And Catholicism has a history of getting mixed up with other religions, and their deities become gods or become saints. Yeah, like the Germanic gods become saints. The Irish gods became saints. The African gods and the Mexican gods, and they all became saints when Catholicism moved in. Well, I shouldn't say when Catholicism moved in on Mexico. It was forced upon them. Africa, too, for that matter.
Harold, that, you know, Mother Earth's black goo is nothing but love. It's pure love. So when they encountered this black goo and they were trying to weaponize it, that
goo is love. Why is the goo, the love goo, black, too? I guess is black the color of love?
love of that black goo of Mother Earth made them realize how evil they were, and they just like they couldn't stand themselves. One of the scientists went so crazy, you know what I'm saying, after he realized how evil he was, he ended up putting a rope around his head, getting in the car, driving off, and literally ripped his own head off. And it was symbolic. He did that as a symbol and a representation.
Allegedly. Yeah, this is just,
of the problem is the mind. And it's all about the heart consciousness. It's all about love. Goo. And Mother Earth.
The love goo makes you want to decapitate yourself. That's what love is. You want to know what love is? There you go. What is love? Decapitating yourself.
Black goo made him realize that his problem was thinking up here and not here, with love, with heart. You know what I'm saying? They had bad intentions. They're over here trying to do scientific, taking something that is pure and love and trying to make it into a weapon. And that Mother's Earth black goo just wouldn't let them do that because it, like I said, it's pure love. So
a love gun. Tobin, you're a genius. Bullet kisses from your love gun. That's a Kiss song, isn't it?
Like I said, they put a rope around his head, drove off in his car, and ripped his head off as a symbolic sacrifice, showing the message that he got from Mother Earth's black goo, letting him know how evil he was. He was finally...
I wonder if the black goo has gotten to our gold man here.
Able to see how up, dark, and evil he was, and realize that this was the problem, not this. And we need to all come back to love, come back to unity, and really focus on the heart consciousness. And that's what Jesus is all about. Jesus is all about.
When I think of heart consciousness, I think being aware of like heart health, like your how much saturated fats you eat, your cholesterol levels, and things like that.
Love. He loves you. He loves me. He loves all of us. He just wants to see all of us win. He wants us to go to heaven. He don't want none of us to go to hell.
That's how the goo is controlling his mind with its drip drops, sending drip drop messages to him, like Morse code, maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
What is goo? Goo is love, Tsunami.
Harold actually didn't connect any of this to Jesus, but that's how I'm connecting it to Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a strong believer of Jesus, and I like to connect him with everything. And I think it all just makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So y'all let me know what y'all opinion is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I'll let y'all be the judge of it. If you want to check out some of Harold's videos, I'm gonna leave some of the links in the description. You can go ahead in the description.
I wonder if you could like cut the goo with like a paint thinner, like an ether or something.
Check out some of his videos and you can hear it straight from his mouth. But I just thought this was really interesting. It's something that I really, really am interested in, and I be listening for hours listening to this man. Like, this dude is really, really smart, and I could tell that he's a genuine dude. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we talked about black goo. We talked about what types of black goo. He talked about
wanting to kill a clerk at a hotel.
How it got here and its connections to spirit, to Satan, to Mother Earth, all of that stuff. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this whole topic of the black goo.
Kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. They said California is the place you ought to be, so he loaded up the truck and he moved to Beverly Hills, that is.
Let me know if you think it's interesting. Let me know if you believe that it could be real. And if any of y'all know about this stuff and may need to correct me or give me some more information that I could touch on, please feel free to share it. You could shoot me some more links to videos that I could watch and learn more about this stuff. But yeah, man, this is the Gold Mine. It's your boy Gold Rush, and we out. Stay tuned for the next episode. We got grind mode on the next episode. We got an episode with Tippy Toe coming soon and Black Dada. So stay tuned, man. It's the gold mine.
The
gold mine.
Okay, the gold mine. I was wondering how you said that word. Just say gold mine. Okay, so what is goo, baby? Don't squirt me. Oh my gosh. Maynard. Oh my gosh. Goodness. So that was the black goo. That was what is the black goo? Is the black goo love? Is it an alien that came down in a comet? In a meteor strike? I want an episode with Tippy Toe coming soon too. Tippy Toe never comes on my show. It's like insulting. It's like, what, you gonna go on the gold mine, but you don't want to come on the Hive, Tippy Toe? Comedy gold, yes. So thank you so much for joining me tonight for Cryptic Corner. Please remember to be kind. Take care, and we will see you next time.